You're chilling with the game ghouls coming at you from the crypt. I'm Ben on the sticks.
I'm Nate. I'm on Bones.
And we're playing Dead Space.
Oh, yeah. Playing some Dead Space. We're getting there, dude. We're chapter 11, I think. 10 or 11.
Yeah, it's got to be close, dude.
What's that thing on the floor?
That?
Yeah.
Fan blade.
Oh, it's a little propeller. First, when you were down the hall, I thought it was a child, and it creeped me out.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you got closer, I thought it was a cactus.
Both are valid perceptions, but I think it came out of here when a necromorph busted out.
Oh, that's cool. It's a little bit of, what's the word? Verisimilitude or something?
Wait. Is that a word?
I don't know. I might have just made it up. Something similitude.
Verisimilitude?
It's like, yeah, it's like when the things in your environment are creating, or, making it more immersive.
Oh, okay. Is that a real word, though?
I think. I might be wrong on the word and its definition.
I'm going to start using that word to describe it until people correct me.
It's a nice word, dude. It's fun to say.
Dude, I was at my mom's the other day, Sunday, for brunch with my bro and his wife. And we were in the kitchen, and there was a fucking ceiling fan in there, right?
Yeah.
I've never once noticed this ceiling fan. And it's not like the ceilings are high or anything,
Mm-hmm.
The ceilings are normal. And there's a fucking ceiling fan there, and it looks really out of place once you notice it. And I didn't even notice it until my brother mentioned it, and I was standing right under it. And I'm pretty sure that fan never existed, dude, and I jumped universes. Because I also lived at that house, and I don't remember a fucking fan in the kitchen,
Dude, I do think, according to string theory, there are so many universes that there would be one that the only difference in the entire universe is that the fan exists in one and not in the other.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I feel like that's happened to me at least twice.
We could get into that. We could talk about, like, I don't know how much we could really talk about it, but
I could talk at length.
I feel like I get where you're going with, like, maybe your brain slipped timelines or something, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe your consciousness hopped over a little timeline. Like, I get that.
There's been other little things like that too. For instance, this is very specific and random at the same time. The shower in my basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, like, radial, like, lever boys where you just, like, turn it to the right and it turns on hot and gets colder the further you turn it,
Yeah.
So there used to be a definite break between hot and cold water. If you turned that lever, like, there would be, like, a little spot in the middle where it was transitioning to the cold water. This is really stupid, by the way. This is really stupid, but it happened overnight. It happened overnight like 4 years ago. And one day I went to take a shower, and when I turned the lever, there was no stop. It was smooth. And at that point I was convinced that sometimes I hop to completely irrelevant, like, the differences don't matter, to a different universe.
Yeah, dude, like, I think, if string theory is right, like, we're only separated by our other universes by, like, tiny tinier than microscopic distances, right? Like, we're basically
Little quantum membranes.
we're all smashed together, right? Yeah, membranes. And who's to say if our bodies aren't connected, if our cell or our matter is connected through whatever is vibrating and causing our shape and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Who's to say your consciousness doesn't slip across that,
The only thing I can say, dude, is that fucking ceiling fan did not exist before Sunday. That's all I'm saying.
Am I being weird in saying that I think a ceiling fan in a kitchen proper, like, was it in where the cooking is done or where the eating is done?
The cooking, I guess. And it is really weird. It is really weird. It was so weird, and there's no way I never noticed it before. I swear to God. My brother watches this show. He's probably laughing. But I swear to fucking God, that ceiling fan did not exist before that day.
Is it possible that your mom installed it or had it installed?
So that is a good point, and she has had her kitchen sort of remodeled a bit. But at that moment, because I was so taken aback quietly, I was quietly taken aback by the fan suddenly existing, that I asked her. I was like, was this fan always here? And she laughed and said, yeah. And I was like, fuck. That's it right there.
Well, that answers that.
That answers that. I'm, as far as my calculations as to my Ben Science perceptions, Ben Science is anecdotal, but nobody cares. Well, I don't care at least, and it's my science, I guess. But according to Ben Science, I'm at least on universe like 1C, which means you're like Nate. You're like Nate 1CA.
That's interesting, dude. I wonder if that's why I've been so depressed lately.
Dude, it might be. I might be a Ben from a different. I might be from a different time.
Now I've become self-aware.
Yeah. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Did I like reveal something that's gonna cause everything to just like implode? That's also something I'm afraid of.
Dude, kind of changing topic a little bit, but on the radio today, I was listening to NPR, and they were talking about, like, apparently there's like a glacier that's like just about to like completely fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
Like they described it as a tray of ice cubes thrown on the floor. and when it does, it's going to like destroy like everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen this year, but maybe in 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, we don't really know.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to happen soon, and it's going to be really, really bad. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, they were talking about, like, Miami's going to be underwater in, like, 40 years, and...
Yeah. Dude, there's, like, weird world-ending things that could possibly happen like that. Like, yeah, the Great Ice Cube could bust apart, or there's like, a super ultra mega volcano underneath Yellowstone Park.
Damn.
It's like, it's not... I don't know if it's the cause of or whatever, but it's the reason that Old Faithful is so faithful and boiling hot. Because there's this whole, like, I don't know, dude. I don't know about volcanoes, but it's a super ultra mega volcano. And I remember seeing shit about it on, like, the History Channel when the History Channel had integrity.
Yeah.
So, like, back before 2008, there was, like, this whole thing on the mega volcanoes or like mega earthquakes or something.
Before it became all about Pawn Stars and sharks.
Yes. Dude, I used to love the History Channel. I was talking about that at my mom's the other day too. How the History Channel used to be awesome and now it sucks so hard.
Yeah, I used to watch it late at night when they had like weird stuff on, like alien stuff, or like I remember I watched one episode that was like talking about like the Nazis being into like a cult and stuff, and
yeah.
That was interesting.
They were, dude. That's like Indiana Jones shit. That's why Indiana Jones was like, whatever, you know. They had a whole occult thing over there in the Third Reich. They also Aliens too, and there was a weird one. It was like before Ancient Aliens or any of that stupid ass shit, and it was this. It was like Nazi like alien super weapons or something. I also don't know what to do. I guess I'll go this way. And they had this like it was like a bell, some sort of weird vibrating interdimensional bell. Coming back to the multiverse, the Nazis also exist in the multiverse, so you know, can't get away from that, I guess.
But yeah, I felt like, to kind of bring it back around, I felt like I kind of felt like I was in a different timeline, because I'm like, how have I never heard about this horrible glacier that's going to kill us all in 10 years?
Because it's like, oh, you know, it might happen whenever.
Yeah. Guy was trying to sell a book.
Yeah. Dude, what the fuck is going on here? I feel like this puzzle's so easy.
Is that the marker there?
This thing? Oh, yeah. That's the marker, dude. We're like Minecrafting it right now. What the fuck? Track controls offline. That must mean I did something right? 'Cause this one still works.
Oh yeah, like it locked in. Like you just had to push the button a number of times.
Yeah, this is the marker though.
Now I missed what their plan is with it. Is it to destroy it?
So it's no, it's definitely not destroy it. It's some stupid ass religious thing. Whoa. They're unitologists. That's the cult, right? We may have been over this before, but it's been quite a few episodes. And they believe the marker, you know, does some sort of unification thing, and the whole idea is to like make them whole. Nicole likes to say that later. Well, her like eyes glow, and she says like, "Make us whole." But you know, that's the next game. But they don't really know what that means. Like the unitologists that are alive don't know what that means. The ones that have been turned into necromorphs probably know what it means by now. But it's well, you know, it gets into like Dead Space 2 lore. And eventually the ultimate goal in Dead Space 3, but that game sucks, but the end game of the lore is cool. I don't know.
Dude, every time you tell me about that, or at least the other time you've told me about that, like, it makes me want you to watch Evangelion so bad.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Because if you think that idea is tight, it's really tight in Evangelion.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I like cool animes, not lame ones.
Well, definitely Evangelion is, I mean, it's considered one of the best, you know, so
yeah,
it's definitely
I'm down.
not a lame one.
We should watch it together.
Yeah, I was just thinking it might be a good watching riff. But it's like 20 episodes. I mean, so I don't know, 20 episodes, 20 minutes. It'd be a little series, but
I can list off the animes I think are awesome. Maybe on one hand.
Yeah. At first I was about to agree with that, and then I was like, nah, I think I would need two hands, maybe a couple toes.
Yeah. Which is still fine, because you watch a lot more anime than me.
It's true. How do you feel about Dragon Ball?
Dude, it's awesome. Not
All
Dragon Ball with Goku as a fucking idiot kid who is just an idiot.
Yeah. I kind of just meant the franchise as a whole.
Yeah, starting with Z. That's tight.
But really Z, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, I still think it's awesome.
You should check out Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah. You were telling me about that. Was that the last time we were playing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's not as good as Z, but the animation is, 20, 30 years ahead.
That would be
So,
sick. Like some really high quality animation alongside the ridiculous action.
yeah, the final episode of Super, because it ended, or at least the last arc that I gave a shit about ended.
Mm-hmm.
That final episode, you could tell it's kind of funny with those animes, especially the ones that are really long and have like, tons of seasons and tons of episodes. It's not always the same animation group that does every episode.
Right.
Like sometimes it'll be, a Japanese animator, or sometimes they'll have Korean animators do it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the quality will vary. And and there were a couple episodes where they were just filler episodes, and the quality definitely dropped a little bit. You could tell they got somebody else to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the final episode, the OGs came out, and it was the sickest 30 minutes of animation I've ever seen.
That sounds awesome. I mean, if we're talking like Goku, Vegeta, was Piccolo there?
Oh yeah. Dude.
Oh, dude. Fucking Krillin?
I think so. I think Krillin's there.
There were some
It's
other
mostly
ones.
a Goku showcase.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, is Goku... Isn't he... I don't know. Is he like a god or something by then?
He goes well beyond a god, dude.
Dude, that's... We're gonna have to bleep this. That's... Oh, it's crazy.
About the 16-minute mark. That's funny.
The level of power achieved as a Super Saiyan is like godhood. So how ridiculous does it get?
Well, there's Super Saiyan God,
Right.
and then there's Super Saiyan God who becomes a Super Saiyan.
Oh, somebody actually explained this to me recently. This fucking dweeb at work. And but when he explains stuff, it's like you're held hostage in a conversation. And and even if it's something you're interested in, like I'm interested in this, like it still sucks to just hear him talk about it, but I'm hearing the exact same thing from you and I'm way more excited.
Well, I'm worried about like spoiling, I guess, because I feel like the transformations is like half the show. But like,
Word.
there's a Super Saiyan God, then there's a Super Saiyan God who figures out how to become a Super Saiyan.
Let's just watch it. Let's just watch it sometime.
All right, dude.
It sounds too awesome.
It is pretty sick. There's a lot of filler, and we can kind of skip it, fast forward through that stuff, and just get to like all the fights.
I mean, we could, but that's like when I would watch movies with my dad, Like,
oh, okay.
Like he showed us, Starship Troopers when I was way too young for that, and he didn't fast forward past the titty scenes, but he would fast forward through like any time it was just dialogue.
Word. But we definitely got to check out Evangelion first, because that's only like 20 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Super is like, I think, over 100.
Damn. Is Ghost in the Shell tight?
The original movie and is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think there's another movie that I never saw, and I don't know if people like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then there have been a bunch of animes.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one I ever watched was Standalone Complex. That was back on like late night Toonami.
Yeah, that's what I remember earliest is that.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. But I think they've done newer stuff recently, and I haven't really heard a whole lot about it, so I don't know if I don't think it knocked anybody's socks off, but but the original movie is like, it's really, at least the last time I watched it, which was just a couple years ago, the animation is so...
Sorry, not to interrupt you, but this is Nicole.
Oh, shit! She just been here the whole time?
Oh, she fucking said it, dude. She fucking said it. That's not Nicole. This is some Evil Dead shit. This is some Evil Dead shit, dude.
Is he like freaking out? Is he
Um,
Imagining her?
I don't remember. I
What
don't
happens
remember.
if you swing?
Um,
Swing your gun.
you know,
Does it pass through her like a ghost?
for the sake of the character, dude, I'm not going to do that. You know, Isaac wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
He would swing on any screaming corpse, but not Nicole.
Word. I respect that.
I'm role playing.
And just to finish my thought from earlier, in
Yes.
case the viewers like, oh shit,
Go on.
the animation and the backgrounds, like, I don't know how when you watch anime, if you really pay attention to backgrounds a lot of times they're just kind of blurry. But like, holy shit, they're so detailed and so well done that even when I watched it a couple years ago, knowing this movie was made early 90s, late 80s, it looks like it was made today.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like,
love
it's done so well.
the detail. That's part of what makes a good anime for me is the detail.
And you love cyberpunk, dude. So
Love
I mean,
Cyberpunk. That's why I asked about Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. You should definitely check out that movie. Just, I'm sure you can get it on Amazon or something.
Cyberpunk ideas directly from the 80s, I think, are the most interesting. You know, Cyberpunk 2077. You know, from what's his face? No,
Mike Pondsmith.
Yes, Mike Pondsmith. No disrespect, dude. It's an awesome world, and it's very applicable to today, even though he came up with it so long ago.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
2077 is CD Projekt Red's a little bit more of. I mean, he helped. They flew him over there and he consulted on the game and everything.
Yeah.
Big time, but I didn't want anyone listening to get mad.
The nerds. Are there any nerds out there? You know, roast me in the comments if you know, I suck at cyberpunk lore. It's probably the thing I like the most ever, so sorry if I fuck it up. But you know, I mean, you can roast us next time on Game Ghouls.
Next time.
Peace. We're playing Dead Space, you know?